I've decided to make this video talking about my 10,000 deliveries of people and food. If you don't want to watch any more of this video, please scroll on. If you're still here, thanks for watching. First, I want to start off by saying I am very grateful for God for helping me get through this amazing journey that I had no idea that I was going to experience. And it involved over 300,000 miles with zero wrecks with anyone in my car. And I'm really proud of that because that couldn't have happened any better. The reason why I started driving was back in 2017, 2018, my wife and I went through our own personal pandemic. She almost died from a blood disorder called very severe aplastic anemia. And she had a 5% chance of living or less, and she made it. So the financial burdens that we were experiencing was so great that I had to find a way to make money, and that was through rideshare driving. And I started rideshare driving in the summer of 2018, and it became very lucrative. In 2019, she was getting healthier by that point, and the school was also doing very well. So I decided to move it into a much bigger place about 2 weeks before the incident that happened in 2020, March 2020. We moved in here February 29th of 2020. It was the best decision ever. I started driving, I met someone in my vehicle, and I went on television with them. And I try to tell people this all the time and they don't hear me correctly. So I went on television with a person I met in my car while rideshare driving. Does that make sense? And I went on TV talk about a book that I had already wrote and published, which was a textbook on self-defense for those with special needs. Actually, it's the only one in the world that teaches the reader how to teach those with special needs how to defend themselves. So I started collecting the stories of all the crazy rides I had, and I published that book around the same exact time I moved my business into this big location. Well, once the pandemic happened, I switched over to food deliveries, and I went back and forth between food and people as time went by. One of my reoccurring issues was getting new clientele or just people in the door. What is also a recurring theme is I meet people that say one thing and do another, or they say they're going to pay their bill but don't pay it on time. And so therefore I've had to make other measures happen in my own facility, in my business, to keep everyone doing what they're supposed to do, like they said they're going to do. In 2021, my wife almost died again from COVID, and she was in the hospital for 9 days and 2 months on oxygen. So in 4 years, she almost passed away twice, but however, she survived through all that, through God's grace. Now, speaking of God's grace, He's been with me on every single ride that I ever drove, delivery or person in the car. I did 7,000, nearly 7,000 people deliveries, 6,949 if you want, and I did the rest in food deliveries. Also, when I started driving, about 8 months afterwards, my hip started having an issue, and I have no cartilage in one of my hips because of all the driving. But that didn't stop me from wanting to compete. And I decided to compete in 2021 in the weapons division at the Nationals, and I won the silver medal. And 2022 I won the gold, and 2023, or last year, I won the bronze medal. So I'm trying to show everyone that you have to work hard for everything you want. You cannot give up, you cannot quit. You just have to go for it. Now, things got really bad in the summer of 2022 in terms of just economic, and all of America has been suffering. It's not just me. Everyone's been suffering because of the economy. And so in the summer of 2022, when I was driving in Nashville, Tennessee, where I often drove because it was much better money, it was around $60 an hour versus $20 where I live, I had to start sleeping in my car in the summer of 2022 in order to make ends meet. And I did that 3 to 4 days a week, all the way from the summer of 2022 to around February of 2024, when I retired on television, just like how I went on television in the beginning. So I went on TV to talk about, the book I wrote about the job, but also to say I'm no longer going to take people in the car, which I've kept my word. I've not turned on the app to basically go pick people up. But I had to go back 5 months later to delivering food just for economic reasons. Now, when I stopped in February 2024, I only had 432 left to get to 10K. And in July, when I started again, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go all the way and do 10,000. Now, I have not done 10,001, and I have not done 9,999. It's exactly at 10,000, spread over 3 different apps. And I did that to, again, to follow through, to show that if I can do it, you can do it too. Now, you might ask the question, all this driving, all this stuff, did it work? Did it pay off in the end? And the answer is yes. Yes, it did. And I'm so glad to be done. It's all in the past. And I'm just thankful for everything that I have now. And I was able to save my business, move my business, and continually save it repeatedly. And I still have it. And it's behind me, of course, my dojo is. And I wouldn't have been able to do this without the rideshare unless I had an enormous amount of students. But like I said, I utilized the rideshare companies to my advantage and built myself a warehouse of a dojo, and which I still have and still operate and still own. I've met very unique people in my car, and I've opened doors for myself that I didn't ask other people to open for me, but I was able to open doors that led to many different things in a great way that I'll have to share in another video. But what you can do is support what I do. If you want to Venmo me, you're welcome to, at SFTDS. Again, SFTDS on Venmo, if you want to support the cause. And the other thing I want to finish with is that the reason why I did all this is because I have something very important to save. This school has made historical accomplishments 13 times. We have helped people that either have autism, are blind, have cerebral palsy, in a wheelchair, or Down syndrome, all win gold medals. And we also put the first person on the U.S. Olympic karate team with autism, and the first person from Chattanooga, Tennessee, onto the U.S. Olympic team. A lot of people in Chattanooga and around America think everything they see is karate or jiu-jitsu, right? And so the thing is that the word karate has been thrown around for such a long time that we get lumped in to all the other schools. We've only had 9 black belts in 25 years. So jiu-jitsu schools, you often hear, it's very hard to earn black belt. Well, in the karate world, we're also that kind of school. So please don't lump us with everyone else. If you want to come train at this school, you're welcome to. We take anyone and everyone. We teach anyone martial arts, karate, and self-protection classes. The name of this school is called Green's Karate. And the reason why it was never called Green's Martial Arts is because that school existed before we did. But it was a life lesson learned that I learned a long time ago, that the best thing to do is to go your own way and burn your own trail, make your own path. And so I thought, well, the main style I'm going to teach is karate. And I'm a martial artist. I've done this almost 40 years and taught for 27 of those years. And I was featured in the #1 magazine in the world called The Deadly Art of Survival. And that's the #1 magazine, like I said, in the entire world. There's 40 million readers. Just go to Google and type in Deadly Art of Survival, or DOUS. And in the article that I was featured in earlier this year, the book I mentioned that has the acronym SFTDS is mentioned in the article. So the magazine already knows what I've done. And today, they also know about the 10,000 deliveries of people and food. And they're inspired. And I hope what I did inspires you as well. I appreciate everyone that's helped me on this journey, but most importantly, God. God helped me through all this, and He helped lead me in ways that I could never even imagine. I guess you'll have to buy my future books to find out how it all went. But you're right now at the end of the 3rd book, which has not been fully written, but video evidence will show you that I made it. Glory be to God. I made it. I made it.